In this video, I will read some books that Emma Watson recommended. This book is a process. So let's talk about the second book that I'm going to read. I'm so excited. I'm gonna give you a hint what is going to be the second book that I'm going to read. So in December 2019, Emma Watson officially announced LV Book Fairy's activity. Book fairies around the world joined her in hiding a total of 2,000 copies of the next book in celebration of the film release. What book could this be? As part of the activity, a variety of editions, 122 to be exact, were hidden for some very lucky finders. There was also a note hidden inside each copy from Emma herself, who played one of the characters in the film. So, do you have any idea the name of the next book? If you have, please leave a comment. I'm waiting. So, I hope you guessed, but if you haven't, the next book is gonna be The Little Woman. The Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. I have this book for, I think, 2 years now. Yes, I'm somewhere around 2 years now, but I don't know anything about this book because I haven't watched any movies, and I know that there are a lot of movies based on this book. I didn't want to learn more about it, so I didn't read the premise because I want to go somehow unprepared. I don't like to read the premises a lot because I want the book to surprise me. I don't want to know the plot or what is going to happen in the book. So usually I don't read the premises, and I don't know anything about this book, so I am completely blindly going in it. So let's go at it! Yay! I'm at the page 18 of this book. I just finished the first chapter. In the opening scene of this book, we see Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. They are 4 March sisters. So Christmas is very near, and they are discussing that they don't have any money, but they want a present, and they want to give each other present, but they don't have any money, and how hard it is to be poor because they are poor. And Meg remembers the times when they have money, and she is sad because now they're poor. They don't have the possibility to give each other presents and to other presents. Meg is the older sister. She is all about her looks. She wants a new dress, some new boots. Jo is a boyish girl, so she wants to go and fight in the war with her father because their father is fighting in the war. This might be the reason why they are so poor. Beth is like this little angel, the sister that brings them all together because she's so sweet and nice. And Amy is like a young lady, a very sophisticated young lady. She likes to talk fancy, she likes big words, so she's very sophisticated. Amy and Joe are always quivering, so they have opposite opinions because Joe is this boyish like girl and Amy is very ladylike. We also meet their mother who came home in the evening. I think she was working that day, and she brings them a letter from their father. Their father wrote that he will be home after a year, and a year is very long, but they should do their duty faithfully, fight their bosom enemies bravely, and conquer themselves so beautiful that when he will come back, he will be more fonder and prouder of every one of his little women. So I think this is why the book is called Little Women. For now it's very Christmassy like. This will be a perfect book I think to read around Christmas time, because it's snowing, it's December, they are talking about present, they are talking about Christmas. For now it feels like a very cozy book to read around Christmas. So I'm at the page 46 of this book and I like the illustration a lot. So I'm gonna show you some illustrations. Look, they're so nice. They are great. So let's get back to the book. The third chapter of this book gave me the Bridgerton vibe because it was like a ball and dancing. Jo March really gave me Eloise Bridgerton from the Bridgerton series. She also loved to read, she also is so boyish, she doesn't want to live by the rules. It was cool to read about her, and I think I like Jo the most from all of the characters. I don't really like the mom in this book. I'm gonna tell you about one scene that happened there in the second chapter of this book. So it was Christmas morning and our girls were very excited to go and eat something, like have a Christmas breakfast, but their mom came to them and said that there is a family out there who doesn't have any food, and she told her girls to get their food and bring to that family. And I didn't really understand that these are your girls, so these are your children, so as a mother you should first think about your children and then think about other people's children. So the girls were a little bit disappointed because they were also hungry. Like she wants to be so good, like live by the Bible, think about your neighbor first and then think about you. So it's like something from the Bible. And I think as a parent you should put your children always on the first place. But this is my opinion. I'm at the page 90 of this book, and for now this book doesn't feel like a linear story. It rather feels like a bunch of short stories about our girls. So we had a story about Jo who befriends their neighbor Laurie, and through her all the sisters are befriending their neighbors. Laurie and his grandfather, who is very fond of Beth, because she plays piano. He likes to hear her playing piano. We have a story about Amy and about her school. So there was an incident at her school, but we didn't have any story about Meg for now. The next story is also about Joe, I guess, because it's called Joe Meets Apollyon. It's interesting to read. It reminds me a little bit of Anne of Green Gables. Not the writing style, but the times that they were living in. It's like the times the Anne of Green Gables is set. I expected that it will be more linear, so it will be like a beginning, a middle, and an end. But for now, it's like a lot of short stories, and I don't really see where are we going. It's not clear for me where are we going with this book. So I'm at the page 180, and for now this is an okay-ish book. It feels rather flat, so I am not very excited to read it. I'm like in the middle. I could read it, but I could not read it, so it's not a book that everyone should read for now. I feel like the author wants to teach us a moral in every chapter. The chapters are feeling like short stories, not like chapters. I don't know, maybe it was published like this. Maybe the author published this book as short stories. I don't know, but it feels like short stories more than that a whole story. And I don't know if I like this, to be honest. I don't like that she sees all in black and white, so you are either good or you are bad. There is no middle, so there are no gray characters. And if the girls are doing something that is bad, she takes this as an opportunity to teach us a lesson and give us some moral. But sometimes they don't do anything bad. She writes this like we should be good or we won't be happy, or we should be good or we won't be part of the society. There is only good. You can't be yourself because you need to be good. And I don't really vibe with it. I think I like more morally gray characters. A character that is human, but sometimes I feel like the characters in this book speak as if they are characters, not I know that they are characters, but I don't feel that they are alive. I don't feel that people in real life speak like that. I feel like this is a book, and I like when I'm reading a book and I don't feel that this is a book. I am transported in that story. I'm so invested in that story. Characters seem so real that I don't realize that I'm reading a book. It is not the case with this book. In this book, I totally feel that the characters are not real. I have finished the book, and we have here about author section. And I found this passage. Not long after the war, her publisher, Thomas Niles of Robert Brothers, suggested that she write something for girls. Louisa, who really wanted to publish another collection of short stories, was not very enthusiastic, but her father agreed with Niles that girls' book would be a good idea for Louisa. So she was publishing short stories before. This is why I felt like this book doesn't feel like a book, but a collection of short stories. What is interesting also about this book, and I found this in the writer section, she based this book on her family. So here this out. Louisa May Alcott was born on 29 November 1832 in Germantown, a town in Pennsylvania in the United States. She was the second daughter of Amos Bronson Alcott and Abby May Alcott. Her older sister was named Anna. Anna resembles our Meg in the story, and she had two younger sisters, which makes her Jo in this story. Her two younger sisters were Elizabeth and Abigail May. So like Beth and Amy from this story. Louisa was writing to make money. She wanted to write a story quickly because she didn't have any money, and her father wasn't making great choices in their lives, so they were poor like the family in this novel. But she wanted to be more practical, so she started to write at a very young age, but not a single one of her books were really praised. She wasn't selling a lot of books, so her editor said that she should write a book about a woman, about what she knows, and she wrote a book about her family. So basically every one of these characters are based on characters from Louisa May Alcott's life. That was the most interesting thing in this book. I like that I found out this piece of information about this book because I didn't really enjoy this book. It felt rather flat for me, but it was a great book at the times that it was written. So it was written in 1868 and it got a lot of praise. People in America wanted to read more books like this in those times. Maybe it doesn't resonate so much with our times, but it resonates with those times. If you want to read this book, but the story will be rather flat for you, like it was for me, you should read about the writer's life because you'll understand better the story. She tells a lot about her life in this story, and not a lot of writers do that. I gave this book 3 stars because it felt in the middle for me, so I wanted to give it 2.5 stars, but after I have read about her life, I just couldn't. I don't know how to rate the books that are written based on people's lives, because it's like I'm rating those people's lives and I don't really like that. If you want to read this book, read about this author's life because you'll really enjoy to read about it. It was more interesting for me to read about her life than to read this book, but maybe it was interesting to read about her life because I understand much better this book. So that was all for today. Leave in the comments the books that you have read from Emma Watson's recommendations, if you have read any, or if you want to read any, also leave a comment with those books and I will check them out because I know that there are a lot of Emma Watson's recommendations. I want to know which books you want to read or which books have you read. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!